someone like me so you can point your fingers, right? Remember that iconic moment in which Al Pacino breaks out of Scarface and the true your fucking fingers comes out at me. Say goodnight to the bad guy because it's going to be a long time until you see a bad guy like Nikola Jokic. You thought I was going to say Jimmy Butler? Wait a second. For months, Nikola Jokic was pinned as some bad, awful human being when it came to the NBA. Like he was cheating the game somehow. VoIP or VORP or whatever the hell was used to discredit this man. He doesn't play any defense. Embiid's better. Giannis is better. Everybody's better. Not really. Thumbs up. Subscribe. Let's open this up with the anticipation of saying goodnight to the real bad guy. And that's this villain, which is just fantastic for the league. I love the fact that we had this. We haven't seen a villain like this since LeBron went to Miami. It's going to be a long time until you see a villain like this again. Start the freaking your fingers. Start the clock. Oh, boy. 2 plays already up there, but we have to walk our way through them, do we not? Yeah, we're going to go over. This has been bought up now where you have 9. This was at 12.5, 14, I think, at one point earlier in this series. And now you see it's all the way down to 209. Absolutely want a piece of this to go over. Denver wins. It's just a matter of how much they close this thing out in 5. We all get to go home. But I also think Miami realizes that they have to start pushing and that you can't play the conservative way that they have, the tempo, the pacing, the zone, all of that. Something needs to give. And that give is going to be a little bit more tempo and getting up and just more possessions as a whole, which should transfer over into more points. Gabe Vincent, speaking of which, absent, a ghost. Just nobody could even find him during the last 2 games in Miami and South Beach. I don't know what it is or was about South Beach, but now you look back at the first 2 games in Denver, and Gabe was a hero for the Heat, crushing this number like it was nothing. So I would like a piece now of Gabe Vincent going over 9.5 points, knowing this is where he plays his best, at least in these 4 games that we've had to date in the series. That's all. That's it. That's what we've had. And in these 2 games on the road to open up the series in Denver, where Miami got 1, and they're going to have to win tonight just to push this thing, which I don't think they will. But even still, Vincent becomes a big part of it. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Assists, Jimmy Butler. You're going to have some guys. Look, this is just going to be the nature of Jimmy tonight, where I think it's going to be sacrificing one category for the other 2. I don't think you're going to get a ton of rebounds. I think he's going to be active, but I think it's going to be more scoring and taking shots, realizing that he has to get 30 in that range to keep this team competitive. And that's also going to allow him to facilitate, much like with Jokic or anybody else that draws attention. As a scorer, you're going to have some chances to pass and especially find somebody open. We'll see if Jimmy and Bam can feed, although that's not technically what they're aiming to do as a whole, but you'll see just from movement. Max Strus, I mean, where the hell is this guy, right? So I do think there are going to be some passing opportunities for Jimmy Butler, and that's why we would jump in over 6.5 assists, 7 dimes at -108 on Caesars. As always, you shop. These are also not meant to be parlays, but that's how they look. It's always nice to get a couple of seconds extra so you can take a sip. Let's go to the OddsShopper Premium tool. I've already sorted by the NBA and Caesars. And look at this. The number 1 bet on the board is Jimmy Butler, PRA, over 39.5. So let's get there. Let's get there, over 39.5. What I do love about Caesars is that you can same-game parlay combo plays. You can't do that on like FanDuel, for example, DraftKings, for example. You can on Caesars. I'll tell you more about Caesars in a second. But as I mentioned, Jimmy, from a scoring and passing stand, forget about the rebounds. Rebounds will get there. I'm just not playing an over-under on his rebounds. But from a game control, from just being out there, from being the amount of productivity expected from Butler in an elimination game. Remember, we go back to that still shot of him hunched over in the bubble. Butler over 30 to get 40 PRA is not gigantic of an ask by any means. And we stay on that theme. Last one, give me some threes. Give me some threes. It's 2.5. You need alternates in here. You truly do. But I'm going to do you one better. We can't take, right? We cannot take Jamal Murray at 2.5, although that is just lock material. What we could do, however, is take Jokic to hit 3. Now, this is where it gets fun. He's going to knock one down. You know he's good for one. Throughout the course of the game, depending on what Miami is doing, I'm curious to see how much he finds himself out there, especially if it's one-on-one where he can create a little space and do that Dirk fade or just that regular Jokic pop. He's going to take more than 1 3. Can we get 4 3 attempts tonight? I think we can. And there are your 5, what should be last NBA game of the year in 5. Now, let me tell you about Caesars here. You have to be 21 or older. Gambling problem, as you know, call 1-800-GAMBLER. We'll get back to the tool in a second. This is the deal. You sign up, it'll take you 40 seconds below. You're not on Caesars for whatever reason. I don't know why. You don't like the people in the commercial. I don't know what it is. But you should sign up. Absolutely should sign up. And here's why. When you go back to it, and I put the $12.50 in, it could be $10, it could be $1,250, anywhere and anything in between. Your first bet, if you miss it, is back on Caesars. If I hit all 5 of these, you collect a paycheck. And all you've done is just sign up at Caesars. Okay? Simple stuff. Now, that's all. It's almost as easy as you signing up for the OddsShopper Premium tool. I gave you a free play. You want more? What do you want? It's an NBA video, but I'll make you a deal. You sign up for the OddsShopper Premium tool below. I'll give you some home run plays. You're a betting individual. You like to bet. I'm sure you like home run plays. Here you go. 4 home run plays right away. All right? You're welcome. And I'm asking what? That you sign up on this tool below? Come on, cuz.